we've all been looking forward to. So I'm really excited to present to you the official JD show. So, of course, we have John Arm with us, and we have Dennis, Jackie Chair.
Hi.
And we have two really fun people joining us today. So we have Kelly, who is Yoda Quiverstern, and then we also have Dracula Gottfried, who is Steve is your name, yeah?
Yes.
So here we have JD and his humble beginnings. And yeah, you know what? I know we're all super creeped out by him. I know, don't sigh. I know we're super creeped out by him. Let's see who Jamie was. Let's first play Jamie's first time on air so you can get a little idea as to who he was on the show, okay? Yes, Abe took us. This PowerPoint has structure. Thank you.
But it's been 3 years. See this kid sitting here?
Yes.
We're bringing him.
This is his first.
This is young Jamie. Young Jamie just started working for us. The reason we decided to bring him, you're a virgin, right?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
How old are you, son?
23.
This kid is great. He's the kid. He just watches TV all day and tells me good clips.
Right. And you've been too busy to have a woman, huh?
Yeah, he's just too tied up.
He's too busy being cool, Rob.
Jamie, what's the closest you've come with a woman?
Probably about second base, I guess.
How'd that happen? Where
much.
were you?
Jamie, have you ever been to a strip club ever in your life?
No.
Oh, dude, I can't wait.
So you hear the way he's talking. Do you think that the mumble fucking mush mouth that he is right now is just like an act?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Look how normal he sounds here.
It's still It's still a mush mouth. I mean, that is not a guy with an ounce of confidence or anything. That's really.
But how much worse is it now, though? Seriously, you guys.
I mean, all that fat keeps him from being able to talk now.
I don't think he's been to second base either. At least his idea of second base isn't probably second base.
I think he saw a titty, like, somewhere.
He probably has. With him, there's like 10 bases, probably.
And that's including now.
Wait.
I'm just hoping his second base didn't happen on the subway.
Well, have you ever had a lap dance from a naked broad?
No.
Oh, dude.
Have you ever seen a naked broad in person?
Partially.
We ought to do a makeover for him before we go take him down the scores.
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. So, Sin 143 and that great JD thread had a theory which I kind of agree with, and I'm impressed that she saw when JD was actually the co-host to Tracy Millman's Happy Hour, and in that, and I guess you don't have to go to it, but he all becomes a new JD. He's articulate, he's confident, so there's a theory that he does ape it up in Howard's studio, that the mush mouth comes, or he can't be that nervous still. To this, coming in there like that.
Cannot be that inarticulate. I'm sorry.
But
please, and don't confuse that for intelligence. Don't confuse that for some like savant Asperger's, and he's so deep inside. They do this with Benji all the time. He doesn't know what to say. He's so deep. He can't. No, he's just got nothing to say. He's got no frame of reference. I mean, this is the guy. He's dumber than you think.
But we're talking about a guy that's 23 years old and may or may not have even touched a boob. Even though he may ham it up a little bit on the air, it's really not that far from the real Jamie.
He's gross.
There you go.
What girl's letting him touch her boob? Besides a man now.
Okay, and what Elvis just said, he's been on air for 10 years plus. Mm-hmm. It's second nature now. He's a dumbass, but he knows what gets him on air. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And you know what? There can't be fear of public speaking because you're when you're in a studio, or even what we do, and even now, he's home. He's home. He's by himself. He's with his headphones and his mic. Or when he's in the studio, it's only him and Howard and Robin behind glass, really. So it's not really public speaking when you think about it, because you are kind of very closed in over there. What are you giggling about?
Tiger Lily, JD wouldn't even get on the batter's box.
Let alone second base. Let me finish.
Seriously, we're going to tell the girls you're somebody. You'd be like Don Knotts' son.
Oh, gee.
All right. Oh, they'll be Barney Fife.
No.
They know Barney. We could practically. You should give Jamie a dance. Come on over here. Come on over and give Jamie a dance.
What you can do. You
must have some music, Fred.
Jamie's gotten to second base. He'd like to round
Give her
third.
some music. Come on. Give Leah some music.
This aw shucks. JD wants it both ways. He wants the attention, he wants to be on it, but he also wants the I'm an underdog and I don't know what I'm doing. So he wants the sympathy or this kind of fake
I don't know
thing.
that he wants it. I just think he seriously is like on the spectrum. I think he's on the spectrum, and I think he is a little fucked up.
Oh, he is a simp. He is a simp. Yeah.
Here's my bigger question for everybody. So if you're on the spectrum and you're that, your anxiety and you can't talk and you're nervous and you can't get on, why are you going into radio? Why would someone even think? Why would this even be a blurb in their mind? Why would you even fathom that? It is the opposite of what you are.
Okay.
Why would you go into radio where the job is to speak?
Look at him. Look at him. Do you think there's any company in America besides McDonald's that is hiring that? I'm dead serious. I mean, he went on the lowest hanging fruit he could go on.
Because you have a face for radio doesn't mean you have a voice for.
Yeah, but let's think about it. He's on the Stern Show. That's not low hanging fruit. That's like actually a really hard internship to get. You guys.
Yes and no, but I mean, Stuttering John, I mean, no offense to John.
Yes and no. John went to NYU. He had a study. He was in communications. But he lived in New York. That's a perfect intern.
John is a stuttering man who was on radio.
He has an affliction like pretty much everybody else who gets on that show.
Exactly. You just proved my point. That's why he's on the Stern Show.
No, but you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that from his resume. You wouldn't know that until you meet him. You know what I mean?
John did a lot more than that. John wrote Howard Questions. He did the guerrilla interviews amongst my top 3 things in the history of the show. So John did a lot more than just stutter. It wasn't. What does JD do besides just be a low hanging fruit to get and for Howard to this ridiculous bully? And I guess to be a bully, you have to feel sorry for the subject, and I don't feel sorry for him. He's the only bullying where I don't feel sorry for the guy getting bullied. So his whole job is because Howard thought of him as an unsuccessful version of himself.
Okay, so how JD got on the show, let's do a little reflection on his resume and what Jamie actually did in order to get his scary Full Sail scholarship to work for him. So here we go.
When JD was initially hired, who was the person that interviewed him, heard his verbal prowess, and decided this is the best candidate for the job?
I believe the way JD was hired, JD was an intern here. And then JD was particularly good at getting these clips together, and he sort of formed his own job. He started to take it on his own. Am I right, Gary?
That's exactly right.
Yeah, he actually used his head and was a self-starter.
That was maybe the only time he has ever had take.
Thank you, Steph Taylor, for giving us $10. Love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, let's not forget his own mother left him for a guy she met online. LOL.
Nice.
And fled to Hawaii, Makabaka Beachside. You know.
Exactly. All right, but let's hear the rest of the scary good resume that got him hired.
Taking some initiative.
And I have to say, he's terrific at it. He really is.
He's really good. And in
gallery.
Here, JD, Jamie Harmeyer, okay? This is his address, and he goes, related experience, writer and director of film shorts for Lake Gibson High School TV productions.
Ooh,
high school.
I wish we could get those.
Various positions on Silent Witness, a 16mm student film. Directed a scene. Instructed actors and crew. Oh, I'd love to get a tape of that. Okay, look.
That wasn't much.
Everyone on set. CSA assistant manager, movie gallery, Lakeland, Florida. I checked the movies in and out that customers rented, received product in the computer system, exported product out of the system, helped during inventory.
That is your classic resume of somebody who's never had a job, basically.
Wow.
Except for that.
Wow.
But isn't he every Mook Morlock you ever saw working at Blockbuster Video or GameStop? They can't make eye contact. You ask them a question, they can't answer you back, and the guy just isn't done a stitch of people skills whatsoever. Isn't he every one of those guys?
Yes, he does have Asperger's. I completely agree with that. Let me just finish the clip, and then we'll talk.
Cleaned up store, made late calls, etc. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, I had to. It was my job.
So, I go, oh, well, I see here you have related experience. Tell me about that.
What would you say?
What would you say?
Related experience as to how the movie gallery worked. I dealt with people, and
All right, you were a fucking clerk.
Wow,
You were a fucking clerk who basically said, be kind, rewind, right? Like, what else?
Yeah. The worst thing to happen to society, maybe, or pop culture, is when Quentin Tarantino came out and said he worked at a video store and then made Pulp Fiction. So now every jerk off like JD thinks he has a shot at the same thing. He empowered shit brains like JD to think he can direct a movie and get into pop culture when he has no discernible skill whatsoever.
Okay.
Name Quentin Tarantino.
I am continuing with the resume.
Okay.
No?
Are you going to giggle like this during the end?
I think I did giggle a
How
little
did you
bit,
get through
actually.
that interview? I mean,
I don't know.
That answer was hard.
It was a miracle.
Howard, I have 3 standard interview questions. Is there any chance I could ask them to JD?
What? Yeah, that'd be great.
This guy again?
Jamie, tell me about yourself.
He's already stumped.
I'm like, I'm nice.
No.
I think I have some sort of intelligence.
No.
Overall intelligence.
Over two.
General intelligence.
General intelligence.
Robin, don't interrupt
I'm
his interview.
sorry.
Wolf is interviewing him for a job.
I I do have some sort of people skills whenever
Over 3. Wow.
I have to talk to
Nope.
people.
No.
Wow.
Well, that's the delusion
fascinating.
speaking, right?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I have no idea right now. Hopefully being a director, but we'll see.
Wow.
Howard, my third question was, what are your
Look at
weaknesses?
Howard
But I think
smile,
you already
knowing
answered
fully
that
well
in
he
the
has
first
no.
two.
What are your weaknesses?
What are my weaknesses?
Not weaknesses, weaknesses.
I said weaknesses.
The English language.
Speaking.
I'm shy.
Right.
I don't know. Weaknesses.
He has none.
Weaknesses.
Ability.
You realize
In his scary, self-important mind, he has no fucking weaknesses, and we all know that.
Ability to actually be like part of society.
No, he can't. I mean, these are my skills, right? So this is a person that you hire full-time because he was able to take his internship time period and instead of just running out to get coffee and hot water for all the fucking fat divas up there, he was able to parlay it into cutting clips where they mentioned Howard or slip-ups or goofs, right? I mean, he created his own job.
Exactly.
No, he didn't create it. No, he didn't create it.
Oh.
This is why. No, he didn't create shit. Okay. So now I said we just spoke to him before we went on. Now here's Big Black, who did create this position. Play that. The guy who really created this position.
Man, as odd as that sounds. Not to burst JD's bubble, but on the heels of being verified,
That doesn't sound
he was
like
also
Big Black.
blocked on Twitter by TV star Kaylee Cuoco.
Big Jew.
That's not the Big Black doing JG's.
No.
JG?
That you sure that's not Big Black? Yeah.
That's Big Jew.
Big Jew.
Speaking of Big Black, let me just read what Beanie Max is here.
Nice.
This
You're an asshole.
this cracker fool should have been directing movies when Howard TV was still around to get practice while on Howard's dime. And now you know why I hate white people. That's what he said about TV.
So let's take a look. Let's take a look at our young JD.
Oh
So
my God.
here's a picture of JD's senior photo at Columbine because he looks exactly like he
Wow.
would shoot up the fucking school.
Holy shit.
And then here is JD and his only other job ever.
Yeah. Remember to rewind the videotape.
And just keep that in mind when you understand how he only got to touch a titty by the time he was 24 years old.
He's looking at her chest too. My eyes are up here. Sweetheart.
Will you need help? Put it in the VCR later.
Okay, so then I guess, Howard, for some bizarre reason, took young JD under his wing and decides, in one of probably the most cringeworthy videotapes I've ever seen in my entire life, Beth, who has no taste whatsoever, decides she's going to take young Jamie out and give him a makeover. Yeah, so this was, and again, you guys, we're doing like a slow build here into the Jamie that you all know and love at this point. I mean, he's actually scary. Go ahead, what were we going to say?
He put the slow build.
Yeah, he did.
Well, listen, people need a little history on who.
I know.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
don't worry.
Absolutely.
It'll be like Thunderdome when we get there.
I think Double A was there that day too, wasn't he?
Oh, on the JD Makeover Day?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, double
another
A starts
creeper.
Speaking of
Yes.
creeps, yeah.
Yes, Dracula.
Oh, another fucking creep.
Wow.
You can call him Steve. You don't have to use the three-syllable Dracula, which is way too much for us to say.
Dracula.
Combine it, it's Dracula.
Dracula. Nice.
Jew broad fights Draculas. Can I call you that?
Imagine that. Prejudice in Italians. Imagine that. Prejudice against Italians.
Are you kidding? Steve is a complete and utter Gindaloon of the highest order. I love him for it. God damn it.
We're all guineas. We're all guineas here, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's like a social club, Dennis. You feel right at home.
Yeah, actually, I almost do. I got to pack up my sausage. I've been cooking in the sauce.
We had a whole discussion yesterday, Steve and I. Wait, what was the word we were talking about yesterday?
Draw.
Right.
Draw.
So you have a dresser. You have a dresser in your bedroom, and you pull out the
Bureau.
no the drawer. I don't even know how you would say it with the ER added onto the end of it.
Kind of one syllable, kind of two, not quite. Yeah, it's kind
not
of
quite two exactly. Drawer. Kelly can say it. Kelly, what do you do? What do you call the thing that you pull out from the dresser?
Drawer.
Drawer. See?
Drawer.
Drawer.
JD pulls out a vibrator.
Drawer.
It's Ohio.
Exactly. Well, you're normal human being, quasi landlocked, as opposed to us losers who live on the fucking coast. We say draw. DRAW. That's it. Draw. Okay, so Beth gives JD a makeover. This is absolutely cringeworthy. I'm excited to present it to you because, well, I have many comments on this. So let's start. Let's start this shit show.
JD's a virgin intern of ours. He's 23.
Virgin intern.
Going through your makeover with my girlfriend Beth today, right?
Yeah.
Look at you. Get to hang out with Beth.
Where is Beth? Tell her to come in and just let her.
Particularly lovely.
Oh my!
today.
I just want to let Beth know what she's going to do for JD.
Look at
Besides,
it.
give him blue balls.
Tell me what we're going to.
This is when it still had white hair. Remember, she went through a white hair phase.
Well, is this where he was trying to get it on any TV show anywhere?
Yes, and this is probably her first boob job, so it's still
second.
That's still the one.
I think it's second.
That's second. That's number two. Those are the 14-pound bowling balls.
All right, hang on, let me play.
Be doing for JD today. What do you evaluate his look right now? I think his glasses definitely have to go.
Well, I think he has potential. He's really cute. Look at me.
No,
look at her.
It's the hair, I think we have to do.
We have to mess it up a little, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna do the tips or anything like Clay Aiken kind of thing?
I don't think so, but we'll see what. We'll
No.
play around.
Oh, be quiet. You
be
can
quiet.
do
You need
whatever
help.
she tells you to do.
She's a hot chick. She knows what she's doing.
The glasses. We're gonna get you great glasses, and we're gonna dress you in something really cool.
Stern show assistant.
He stopped smiling. He's got too much teeth showing.
Because Artie seriously looks marginally better than JD at this point.
Actually, Artie looks like Mr. Universe next to JD at this point.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
JD looks like if Billie Eilish was a male nerd lesbian.
Very nice.
Just kind of, just at this pause
If
point.
Billie Eilish was a guy and he was really slow.
And had no talent whatsoever.
Had no talent.
That's exactly right. All right, here we go.
Smile's so good.
That smile's good.
Always good. Girls love
He gets shy. He always looks down. I tell him, look
No,
up
you
at
won't
the
even
girl.
look at me.
Look at Beth. Practice looking.
I saw his eyes
Keep
went.
you look at her.
I did look at her.
Something wrong with you. You have no confidence. I got to build you up.
We're gonna make him look great.
Once he starts to look good, he'll feel good, and he'll start to be more confident.
I caught him looking at Beth before.
By the way, this is Robin at her peak power. Like she had lost weight. She got some new dread braids working in her fucking head.
Yeah, I agree.
This is when she probably looked her best.
Razor.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Hey, honey, you know there's nip slip on your razor cover? Not the cover, but the inside?
Couple of places.
You can see nip.
Not nip slip.
Not nip slip, but you can see nip.
Planning it?
No. I'm not upset about that.
You don't care about it. No. You can actually see nip.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's so
Yeah, the
pure.
Stalker is here too. You invited him down.
Double A.
Double A's here.
Oh, double A.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, real quick. You have to sign your magazine for double A.
But we're gonna have a great time with JD. We're gonna.
JD, yeah. Call him JD.
Is it JD?
Yeah,
It
JD.
is JD. Oh, my
There he
goodness.
is.
Yeah.
Forget what double A looks like, don't we?
This is awesome.
See, this is when they used to actually bring people in.
Right,
Yes, spontaneously and random. Right, it was almost improvisational in that way.
And it actually had comedy. Yeah, true.
Yep.
True.
There he is.
I'm honored to have been asked.
All right,
my
so
God.
Alberto, my beautiful girlfriend, you will be with JD today.
I will.
All
We're gonna
day.
have fun, right, JD? Jamie,
Exactly.
JD.
No, JD.
JD.
Jamie's too
We
good.
left Jamie behind.
Yeah, Jamie's gone. JD now lives.
Jamie's dead.
Behave yourself. Otherwise, I want to throw a camera at you.
Oh, he's such a creep.
Yeah. Wow.
Everything's gone just fine.
It is?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good. Oh, this is so fun. I feel like we're torturing them.
Who's more Asian, Beth or JD?
It's close.
Hi, I'm Beth, Howard's girlfriend, and
General,
I'm delighted and honored to have been asked to
Chairman
give
Mao hat.
one of the workers here at K-Rock a makeover. I think JD's
voice.
look and style right now is
Little
a
thighs.
little bit country bumpkin. It's kind of a no style, so I'm ready to create a look for him. Okay, we're ready to get started.
Because
Monique.
seriously, Beth has no taste whatsoever. Like,
No,
zero.
absolutely not. No.
Where does Beth get her walking style from? Does Ames have a runway now, or no?
Beth. Well, now Beth only buys from the best places. I bet you this was still her own clothing. And
Yeah.
models, just so
Wait.
you know, are historically known for being shitty dressers. Like, they're
But Monique, it now has access to anything, and it still dresses like shit. I mean, it doesn't
absolutely.
matter.
It's just expensive shit.
It's
Yeah.
just, really expensive shit now.
Yeah, that's the only
Tablecloths.
difference. Exactly.
my grandma's curtains. you know.
Soiled neck pieces. Yeah, it's horrible.
We're going to Lauren Tricomie Salon, and Edward's doing the cutting.
By the way, Warren Tricomie is easily, that's like a $200 haircut, just so you know.
What a waste of a fucking haircut.
Let's go. So here we are at Lauren Tricomie. We're going to go meet Edward. Your hair is about to change.
I'm sure they gave it to him for free.
Go.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the name enough.
Nice meeting you.
Have some fun with the hair today.
What do you think?
I was fussing, and I did this, and I liked it.
I think that's a good
I
idea
did.
because this pushed back the way he's been doing it on in the middle, not really doing much for him. So we're ready to cut. Let's go.
Go.
He really is like Napoleon Dynamite, like for real.
You're insulting Napoleon Dynamite.
God, he's atrocious.
Oh my god, a Flowbee could have fixed that hair.
Yay!
Right.
Yay! So fabulous.
Ah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Take this off.
It looks like Frankenstein. Like, seriously, that's a horrible, horrible haircut
Wow.
for
Wow.
young Jamie.
I'm dressing him now. I think it looks fabulous. I think this is a good look for him.
Holy shit.
I'm
Fucking
going
mess.
forward, and Edward did exactly what I had in mind.
She likes it. It must be good, huh?
I love it.
Oh my god.
How long have you had this anyway?
About 10 years.
Okay.
They look nice. They
Oh,
look
we're
nice.
gonna do so much better, JD. Let's go.
See my $2,000 bag.
We have some problems, Megan. Okay. A problem. These glasses are.
No, I don't even think that's a fucking Balenciaga. I don't think she had any kind of fucking taste yet. Seriously.
Well, it doesn't have any taste now. But
Doesn't. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Let me qualify that.
qualified.
He's had them for about 12 years. And he likes them, but I'm promising him that we could do better. So we just start trying some.
He looks like Harry Potter too.
Gentle Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly. Harry Potter was a little touched.
Look at
No
him.
superpower to charisma.
Look at that face. There is not a single pair of lenses that will make him look any better. Not a one. Nothing you can do.
With ski goggles. That can help. Somewhat. Freddy Krueger mask.
Jesus Christ.
I got a weird question.
Good problem. These glasses are terribly outdated. He's had them for about 4 days. You know what?
He would take anything at this point.
I think those are the pair.
Well, how are they any different than what he had on?
Thank you, Megan.
They pair.
Thank you.
Go, JD.
All right.
On to the next.
Wow.
She needs to take him to a gym and get his overbite fixed.
Yeah, no shit.
More things, and you'll be a new man.
Her first.
I have a great idea.
Yeah.
Monique.
We can get your teeth whitened. So here.
Yeah.
Why?
Can I ask you one quick question? How is Beth walking on the street without getting stopped by 10 directors carrying her business card? Shouldn't she be attacked?
Why aren't guys just going off in corners and beating off
and Matt
doesn't walk by?
The whole city's masturbating.
Where's the group of black guys that are going to surround it? Dog whistle.
All right, let's go on. Oh, she has a great idea. She's going to get his teeth whitened. I bet you they're really gross and yellow and crusty.
That's going to help.
Yeah, no, it's not going to help. Here we go.
It's like teeth whitening is like putting $2,000 rims on a gremlin.
I thought that these teeth could be a little whiter, so we're here for an hour treatment.
Wow.
JD's in the middle of the teeth whitening session, so I'm going to go check on him. I haven't seen him yet, so I'm going to put on my protective glasses and see what's going on in there. See how white they're getting. Give me a graph.
Now you know why.
If it's okay. If you're hating this, don't say anything.
Everything's gone just fine.
It is?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good. It's just so fun. I feel like we're torturing him. While JD's finishing in there, we're going to head down to the guy shop and check out his wardrobe.
So this was all free, right? This is all free.
Actually, 112% yes.
Yeah.
Everything's free. There's no budget. It's Chiasano, especially then. Howard's the only one getting $35 million a year.
You're right.
Let's see you down there.
Hello. I just got done with my teeth.
Oh, we look so much different.
Wow.
They get better clothes.
Shouldn't me in with guyshop.com. I'm here with Beth and JD. And,
wait. Hold on for a second.
Do a little makeover on JD.
Stop. Which one's the model?
I agree, Dennis. I think the chick on the white's way more attractive. Exactly. I agree.
So which one's the one-name international multilingual motto? I can't figure out. The one in a Mao hat? No.
With a glow T-shirt, which is ripped up.
See what we can do with this look. I'm liking dark jeans for you.
Damn.
Look at you. I'm liking what I see. I'm still liking
This is music, too.
You know what? I think Beth nailed it. Very first try. Let's go try this on real quick.
Yay!
He literally has the personality of fucking sludge. Like, seriously. There is nothing about him that is redeeming.
Good question by Jeremy Shepard, who donated $5 here. Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy writes, is SEAL Team sex surrounding Beth the same way Secret Service is always just off screen when the president is on TV? Great question. I believe there is probably 2 or 3 swirling around, because when you see Howard on
they have the cameras. It's just, I think it's just a camera shoot, so everybody knows to stay away when you have the cameras on. I don't think
Howard sent somebody out. You might want to. You see, they're on retainer. Send them out. But you wonder.
Her at that point. I don't remember SEAL Team sex being like a huge part of his life at that point. Do you?
He had SEAL Team sex then. It was just smaller. It was a smaller task force, but he did have a SEAL Team sex. Yes. There was security. There was real security. Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
Johnny, Johnny Fresco. The entire segment was made up not for JD, but for Beth.
I was just
there we go.
I was going to chime in and say that. That's a Robin moment. But this is when they were trying to get Beefus any type of show. And this is the time when it went on The View and embarrassed.
No, I was going to say, and you cynics wonder how she got Casino Cinema. There you go. There you go.
There you go. All right, let's see what this beautiful Beth has done for our. Don't say a word. Don't say a word. I can't even stand myself right now. Okay, so just let it go.
Jeans for you. Look at you. I'm liking what I see.
I want to shove him in a locker now.
You know what? I think Beth nailed it. Very first try. Let's go try this on real quick.
Yay! Wow.
Wow.
Wow. That's really good.
No, it doesn't. Oh, wow.
Wow.
You're good to go, girl.
That's a
Get
horrible
ready for
shirt.
JD.
Everything's horrible.
Hey.
Down to the European bag.
You're a great subject. I hope you feel good with your.
You know what? Thank you, Beth, for taking time out to help us.
Wow.
I enjoyed it.
So enthusiastic.
I feel the makeover was a success. I think what we did with his hair and the glasses and the teeth whitening and the outfits are just fabulous. He's young, he's cool, he's hip.
I'm pretty excited about my new look. You know, I think I look a little more fashionable, a little more presentable to the ladies.
I think that this look will definitely give him more confidence.
No, it won't. Thank you, Audrey, for your contribution. JD is John the Stutterer's son.
Which camera is Beef looking at? I can't tell.
It doesn't matter. It's a 2-camera shot. One the left eye, one to the right.
It's like a chameleon. I mean, seriously.
Well, you guys, the E channel has cross-eyed cameras, Dennis, to adjust for Beth. They have that all covered.
She thinks she's supposed to look
Brian
in between.
Phelan special.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say, Steve?
No, I just said she thinks she's supposed to look in between the cameras. She's not sure.
Empty. Look how empty it looks. I mean, that's empty. You can hear the air whistling through its head.
And words coming out the other side of her ears. All right,
From what he was this morning until
he looks no different. Like you guys, seriously.
I'm definitely happy with the outcome of the makeover. I had a good time. Looking a little better. Got to spend the afternoon with Beth. What could go wrong there?
Overall, this experience of giving JD a makeover and this whole day has been great. I had so much fun. It was very.
No, you didn't. You did not have fun.
Fabulous. And
it's kind of like not being a parent and having to babysit somebody's fucking toddler. It's probably nothing worse in the world than having to make believe you actually are having fun.
Whoa. So, no, Beefus has plenty of practice of saying that because most of those rich businessmen, it had to say that at the end of the night. I had fun.
Thank you, Pivotal Girl, for your $10 donation. Thanks for the show. Hi, JD and Tanky. I'm sure they're listening today. So look at the face.
As soon as the camera shuts down, she goes, and now I got to present this to Don Buchwald, and he's going to do what with this?
Exactly. She put this immediately on her IMDb.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right on the IMDb.
All right, let's finish it off. Oh, no, I guess we're not finishing it off. God damn it.
Oh, come on.
I know you guys have to hate me at this point. I'm so sorry.
Good time.
No more than you.
Feeling a little better. Spend the afternoon with Beth. What could go wrong there?
overall, this experience of giving JD a makeover and this whole day has been great. I had so much fun. It was very rewarding. So I think he looks fabulous. And I'm excited.
She couldn't even say it was straight face.
My look.
That's a horrible shirt.
Everything about that is horrible.
Horrible.
He looks as different as night and later that night.
We'll see. That's to be determined.
Wow. Stand up. Let me look at your clothes. You got a nice shirt on with a t-shirt underneath.
Dude, you're going to get a ton of clams.
Wait, with the messenger bag. Like he came into the office with the fucking messaging bag.
with his European purse. So he's all set. And I see Beef came in with its Kokor outfit, so it looks really awesome. Kokor.
Out there, Beth. Good fucking job.
Molly Ringworm has a great thought. He goes, "Why doesn't Beth get her dad to fix JD's teeth?" Oh, I forgot. He's on house arrest.
And then let's go to JD having sex for the first time. So this was an interesting
woman?
clip. I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't know enough.
You want me to set this up, or
sure, why not?
This is before they went to Sirius. They had that end of terrestrial party. So a girl named Courtney called JD and agreed to go on a date with him to this thing in order for her to get. By the way, she was on Dog Shed, very nice broad, and she hates the show now. And she called him, and then I volunteered to take his virginity for the sake of the show. And so they had hung out during that. They had that Sheryl Crow sang at that party the last day of the K-Rock show, whatever it was, December 17th, and she agreed to be his date for that entire day. So this is the same girl. She has some affiliation with the guy Dennis Hoff from that Bunny Ranch, but she claims to not be a
come on.
Okay.
Come on, you guys.
She got paid in plugs.
JD over vacation lost his virginity to a chick.
Really?
Yeah.
To a chick.
To a chick.
Yeah,
How do you do that?
Sorry, Jeremy Shepard comes on and says, "I'm picturing Dr. Bob watching this on E using a ruler to scratch his ankle bracelet, wondering what's the makeup." Oh my God, you're so fucking right. What? That was perfect. Scratching the fucking ankle bracelet with a ruler. I love it.
You want to explain? I have her on the phone.
My babe.
You're into fashion. What can you do to an ankle bracelet like that? Can you dress it up somehow? Can you bedazzle it?
You can bedazzle it.
The reality is you're not going anywhere, so there's no reason to make it look into anything other than what it is. I mean, that's like an old man dad dentist. All he needs to do is put on a pair of long pants. I mean, what the fuck else is there you gotta do?
Can he put his black socks over that though?
Who cares? Put on like little anklets and by the way, it's so funny that anybody would think he's still under house arrest after what is it, 17 years?
A few years ago.
When that was done, he might have still been on house arrest.
No, he probably got 5. He probably got 5 years. 5 years.
That could maybe, and then it probably got taken down to like 2 or 3.
Well, after his new son-in-law got him a better lawyer, yeah, sure.
What was the furthest you ever went with a woman?
I had a girl give me oral once.
Okay, that's a little bit of a lie now.
I don't know if I can really talk about it.
How many years later is it?
Okay, let me do the math. All right, the first clip when his first year in the show is 03.
24.
This is 2006. This is 3 years later.
So he could have paid. This can happen where he may have been at a strip club and he could have, had a transaction.
He's 27 and finally having sex. Is that what we're saying here?
26, 27 here.
There may have been a transaction with the blowjob.
That is sad.
Unless he thinks oral is kissing, he might think that.
Since since something recent, right?
What?
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
How old were you when you got oral? 26, right?
25.
Yeah.
Oh, so this was a show.
Yeah.
5 3/4.
How did you come to meet Courtney?
She sent me a message on the MySpace.
On MySpace.com.
Yeah.
Courtney, why did you send him a message? How did you know of JD? From our show?
I was on MySpace already for a while, and I heard you goofing on his profile.
Yeah.
So I looked it up that day, and then I sent him a message saying I was a fan of the show or whatever, and we started talking from there.
Yeah. Now, are you hot, or what?
Precisely how he got his wife, by the way.
Well,
yes.
Yeah. They went fishing for a sucker, and there he is.
What's your story? I mean, do you have a hard time getting guys? Because not too many women would have sex with JD.
I mean, there's got to be something wrong with you, right?
No, I'm okay.
She has
Really?
all her limbs.
You got all your limbs?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. How much do you weigh? Do you mind me asking?
No, I weigh 132.
132. How tall are you?
Yeah, 5'3". I know.
Oh, so you're a chubby chick.
Not chubby.
Not that chubby.
She's not chubby? She's got big boobs?
Yeah.
How big are your boobies?
Pictures on my face. Oh, they're 36D now.
She's somewhere between me and Callista Flockhart.
Attractive, but you're chubby is what I'm getting at.
It's like Callista Flockhart.
You know. So, and you've done in your life? Be honest.
Oh, seriously? Honestly, I have no idea.
Oh, she's filthy. All right, so you're a fat...
All right, so this was a setup, right? Obviously.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is an advertisement for the Bunny Ranch.
Yes.
She's a hooker.
Yes,
She's a
we
hooker.
didn't. Yeah, we weren't on to their product placements as much back then. But as we know, what we know now, it's got to be. It always is. When in doubt, it's a product placement. I'll ask you guys: is 5'4", 132 chubby? That's not chubby.
No,
Is
absolutely
fat,
not.
that fucking anorexic, fucking fat shaming ass white? That's not even
Well,
close to chubby,
all right.
is it?
No.
No. That's in a normal
What?
BMI range.
Yeah.
Normal human being.
Trust me,
Yeah.
that's a girl I would not mind talking to.
Yeah. Of course.
Fingers and your
So
toes.
you're a chubby, loose chick.
I lost my virginity when I was 19, though.
Oh, you did. You waited. And then ever since then...
You're an enormous hooker.
She lost her
Hey now.
Hey, now.
Wow.
That's true. She's 5'3", not 5'4".
Oh, that's different.
So, but still.
135 might be a little
But
bit
she has
fleshy.
as they say, she has big cans. So
Little
That's in
fleshy.
Betsy's lips. Right.
Just saying.
I don't know. I say no. I say she's perfect.
I think it's
Yeah,
still normal on BMI.
Normal, right?
yeah, see, there's the expert right there.
No, she is the expert. I defer to her.
When JD was there, it was 3 boobs.
Someone told
Funny.
JD. Too many women would have sex with.
Right on your wet. You guys got taken off.
Wait a second. How do you know Dennis? How do you know Dennis from the Bunny
Let
Ranch?
me
Wait.
explain.
You're not a hooker, but you've been with 30 guys.
I've never
And you know
been to
Dennis?
Reno. I've never been to the
Work at the Bunny Ranch.
You used to have a website that did what?
Oh, I did. I had an adult website for a long time.
Cam
Oh,
girl.
you did. What did you do on the adult website?
I mean, I still do, but
Naked pictures?
yeah.
Can I do stuff to you live?
With full beaver shots and lip spread?
No, not crazy.
And do you show your asshole?
Oh.
So tell me what happened. She wrote you a note on MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
You invited her to come to New York, I take it.
No, she said she was coming.
Right.
I read on the website that Dennis was going to be up there for your final show. I've been a fan of yours for like 12 years, listening every day. So I called Dennis.
All right, she's a loser.
All right.
In my opinion, her pertinence to the entertainment industry is just as relevant as Beth's is. I think she's just as talented as Beth is.
I do want to make mention, and I know I've mentioned it before, but we do all know that when I used to be on Facebook and JD wound up PMing me and saying, hey, do you want to get together? And I'm like, oh, hi, JD. Like, I was kind of surprised. I was like, well, I don't know. Why? He's like, well, I don't want to go to movies or do anything with you. I just want to fuck. Like, that's exactly.
I just wanna.
Move, right? Smooth fucking move. So
I wanna be balls deep.
I'm pretty sure that's his MO. Right? I mean, he's that guy. And I'm trying to remember what year it was. It's probably about 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
Wow.
I just thought this was a really funny clip about JD getting a theme song. So if none of you have ever heard this, you'll realize why JD has that shitty song when he comes into a room. So I'm just going to play this and then we'll move on.
Hey, Richard, while I got you in here, this music that you caught JD listening to, is this his kind of music?
Yeah, he's into this kind of stuff. I was like, why in the hell do you go to raves? Do you do ecstasy? He's like, no, I just like to listen to it.
Richard walks by JD's little booth. You know, JD spends most of his day here. So he's like grooving to some music. And this song is just so. This is the last kind of music that I'd expect JD to listen to.
I cut it down. It was an hour-long song. I cut it down to like 3 minutes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What kind of music is that? Techno?
Yeah, it's techno. See,
Techno
that's-
rave?
Yeah, see, I got that without listening to it first. And I started playing it, and he heard it. And
What do you do to that? Do you dance? Because it's very Napoleon Dynamite.
No, you know what?
It's a lot like the song Napoleon dances to in that final auditorium scene.
Yeah, so JD's basically a douchebag that he listens to. So JD started to become known as one of the creepy guys that was on the show. And so at some point he was voted creepiest by all the interns. And I just love this quote from Tiger Lily. JD might be one staff member that baffles me the most. What is his function besides being skin-crawlingly creepy? He's a paid whack packer. I don't get it. There is nothing redeeming about him.
She answered her own question. It's filler for Howard. This is bully radio. And who's easier to harp on when he doesn't have a guest, when he has to fill 45 minutes? Let's take any stupid, uninteresting idiosyncrasy of JD and let's beat it to death for 45 minutes. To only him. So if you have someone to blame, it's Howard for being so fixated on him and foisting him on the audience all the time so he doesn't have to do any real radio. Because this is just, I mean, how when I first heard him the first day, I'm like, please don't have this guy. And it just got worse and worse and snowballed. How sick of this guy were you? How long did it take for you guys to get sick of him? And Howard's fixation on him?
Not very long.
I never liked him.
I never liked him. Never liked him. Listen to him being voted creepiest by the interns.
The female interns just voted JD the creepiest employee. Did you hear about that, JD?
I was there. One of them actually said it to my face last night.
Why are you the creepiest?
Because I guess I got my own like little area back there, and I just go in there to work.
Right.
It's like,
how was that creepy?
I get that's what she said.
I don't think that's the reason.
Oh, okay.
What do they do? They just have a vote? How does that happen?
It was just one of the questions that Steve asked on the intern show last night.
And they said you're the creepiest guy around.
Or one of their.
I think you're creepy because sometimes your personality is weird.
Well,
like, you know what I mean? Like I'll ask you something, you'll just go, oh, that's all right. You know?
Well, yeah, I just don't know how to react to that sort of
And then
thing.
she said you also stare at their boobs.
All right, this is the same guy, which, as you probably know, we heard on Stuttering John's show when I was on there a couple of months ago.
Yes.
Where one of the interns told him that he specifically asked for her underwear and asked if he could have a pair of her underwear so that he could sniff them. Like, he's absolutely a degenerate.
Wow. In what workplace do you not get fired summarily and on the spot? Well, how is that, unless Howard's a silent partner and he's protecting his ass every step of the way? How does that not get someone fired? Name me one workplace where you're not getting fired for that.
So now it moved from doing that to female interns, now just to doing to male staffers. So,
well, he's following the boss's directive. That's what Howard writes.
That he didn't get fired because maybe the intern said it well after she was gone from there. I mean, I just don't understand why somebody like him would have a job. I mean, I can't imagine anybody can do his job.
Don't you think that's one for Tim Sabian, Monique? How they're immune of human resources and all the rules us commoners have to follow in the workplace?
That's a very good question.
Great question.
I don't know the answer to that.
How can you do this regularly unless Howard's some fucking weird silent partner that they just let him do whatever the hell he wants? But you told me, you said, I don't know, it was a couple years ago, you said there was actual interns Howard had to throw money at to make it go away, to silently make it go away. And you said you knew. I mean, anyone who has kids here, like Dennis, you get a daughter, your daughter's interning somewhere and she has 65-year-old Ronnie sexually harassing her second day on the job with Ronnie's angels and calling her smiles. And she tells you this. How do you react as a father?
There'd be a missing man.
You put yourself as Ronnie's doing that shit to you. You're just gonna go, that's cool. There's no way you're going to be cavalier about it.
So if you're in a scenario where it's okay to do that, then it is assumed that it's okay.
Do you think they have to sign something? Like even an intern has to sign off on something saying, up until a certain point, obviously, I will allow X amount of craziness to happen. That must be because it has to.
Yeah, it has to be. So I think, and the people that sued, I think it probably just became a class action where they just went over the fucking line.
And if Ronnie or JD or whoever does something ultra fucking creepy, then they can go, oh no, it's a bit. It's a bit. You know, they can just hide
That's
behind.
right. All for the sake of comedy. That's how he's gotten away with everything that he does. Steve, just so you know, our little cutie Gina Bobina is like, oh, hello, who's that manly voice?
Oh, that's me. They talk deeper.
I love what Stewie Z said. JD was a virgin before the show. No woman wants him. Also, he would hit on interns, but when they took a poll, the girls said they all preferred Jason over JD because he had a creepy vibe. JD, of course, got mad and was insulted.
Yep. That's a different fight. Believe it or not, it's a different fight. That fight has to do with JD's a lot more of an attention whore than we think he is, or he's pretending not to be. That's a different fight, believe it or not. Jason used to spend entire back office radios goofing on JD, and not even goofing on him, but just like giving the real deal. You know, telling him who he is, and it's not the guy. You know, don't think of him as some underdog. And even though Jason was probably coming from like a jealous place where he wanted the airtime JD was getting, he was still kind of spilling on the real deal about it.
From somebody whose name I cannot understand, Eurocapec. I'm not sure what you did in your office, but ours was worse than the Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I mean, everywhere in the garment center, it was just disgusting, vile men. Like, I remember this one. His name was Ed Levitt. I can't even forget that fucking name. And he looked like Wolfman Jack. And he would come up to my desk, and he would literally, and his hips came up to right where my desk edge was, right? So he would like lean into my desk right where his like hips and this were. And he would just like bounce off of my fucking desk, like pushing his hips off of my desk. And
you shouldn't have said that name. You know what's going to happen now, right? Ed Levitt's dry humping Monique at 2:00 in the afternoon. Midlife crisis.
So JD gave a Christmas card to the receptionist one year. And this is just a build up to what became JD. Like, this is his false bravado hubris kind of thing that's working right now. So let me just play this really quickly.
Somehow it was revealed, JD, that you gave a card to the receptionist, a holiday card, I guess it was.
Yes.
Which the gift you gave was your phone number. And then later on you claimed it was I think Jason.
I'm looking at the card. Yeah, I'm going to read it to you. Thank you, with 17 exclamation points in capital letters, for everything. You get the greatest gift of all, my phone number.
You get the greatest gift of all, my phone number.
You get it? You get it? You get it?
Can you imagine?
It's supposed to be like, reverse psychology. Oh, I get it. He's not as good looking as I am. Oh, that's so cute. I think I'll call him. That worked. You got her, JD. It worked. You're so clever. And he had, he had a week to think of that before he wrote it. He toiled over that at 3:00 in the morning while I was fucking recording the Great Kinnear show.
Tiger Lily says I would have pepper sprayed JD as he handed me the card.
The number's there that side JD.
JD, proclaiming your phone number is the greatest gift of all. I mean, that's pretty ballsy.
Even as a joke.
What kind of reaction did you get when you gave her the card? Actually, I guess she didn't open it in front of you.
No, she did.
Oh, she did?
And she laughed.
One of the worst things to happen with Howard's obsession with JD is that the rest of the staff have to pretend to be with him now, too. So you see, like, John Hine has him on the wrap-up show every day, and he beats it to death further, and Steve Brandano had him on the intern show. And so they do this so they get on Howard's right. It turned into this whole, you know what I mean? It's like this whole JD beat to death thing where they think they're going to get on if they give him attention too, because of Howard's bizarre, inexplicable and horrible fascination with him.
So JD fashions himself as being called the badass. Again, another thing that's just so fucking ridiculous and stupid.
What's your name on the website?
No, dude, come on.
What is it, Howard?
I'm not.
Why?
Change it.
Because
you're embarrassed to say your name.
No, I'm not. I just told me like.
What's your name?
I just say DABA. That's it.
DABA.
And numbers.
DABA?
Yeah.
DABA. What's DABA stand for?
Nothing.
What?
No.
Come on.
What is DABA?
It stands for the badass.
You're the badass?
Okay.
You are the badass. I ran into you on the internet once.
You're being ironic.
Why is it the badass?
Because someone in high school,
Never. Never.
So that was a bad thing.
Come on. Someone in high school
It was just an add-on to a nickname I had in high school.
Which was?
Cheesy. The
Cheesy?
faggot.
The faggot.
Faggot.
It was.
How do you go from being cheesy to badass?
Because I was acting like tough one day, and my friend was like, "Hey, you're acting like a badass. You're cheesy to badass."
This is him talking about his predilection towards camhorns. So this is like a nice short clip to let us all know what JD is into, and then we'll get into a little bit deeper in the next clip. Here we go.
Seriously, what's one of the things?
Like
how crazy does it get?
No, the girls will do the bathroom and
big duty.
Yeah. So,
You've asked for that?
yeah, we're going shower. Now, you know what? One girl had her dog lick her pussy.
Whoa!
Wait a second. You were jacking off to a girl? The girl's dog eating a pussy?
All right, is Ren Tin there?
It was,
wait a second. You're on with a sex phone call with her, and you're watching her. And the dog just came in the room?
Yeah.
Did they cut you off?
You know what? It was just it was so wrong and just
You are a badass.
So how did the dog just started licking her?
She grabbed some peanut butter.
Wow, you're a sick motherfucker. You really are sick.
Now that's the revelation. You watched a girl with her dog.
And whacked off. You're a little freak.
Okay, how gross is that, you guys? Seriously.
Yep. Super gross.
I know,
There's
we have
no
words.
Yeah.
I've never seen us more silent.
Well, who can relate to the mentality of this? Every now and again you can get in someone's head and say, "Oh, well, I can kind of see what." You can't see anything. This is just a straight up fucking creep. That has no limits to the deviance.
Steve Jones just said JD is basically Jeffrey Dahmer with a dog on.
The whole show is deviance. There's no limits to whether it's Sal or Richard or Ronnie. They're all deviant shit.
So let's hear how creepy JD is whilst attempting to direct porn.
Now, I see Kissy Fur's on the phone, and you're on a phone, and you're going to direct her, right? This is what you do in the privacy of your bedroom. Am I correct?
Bedroom, home.
We're going to keep quiet, and we're going to listen to a live JD Kissy Fur session.
All right.
So, are you ready to be a dirty whore for me?
Absolutely, baby.
All right. Why don't you start off by taking your top down? Why don't you pinch your nipples a little bit? Why don't you turn around, bend over, raise up your dress, and start spanking your ass for me? Do you have any toys with you?
Artie, he's a perv.
God, I hate him.
You like it in the ass too, right?
Whoa.
Jen, sweetie, are you listening to this show today?
Yeah.
Do you not realize that this is the man you married?
I like hearing your voice too, Howard.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely.
I like hearing yours more than mine.
I just like hearing how lame JD is.
I'm gonna come for me. I'm gonna live in your ass and be your tampon.
Ew.
Bleed all over me.
Well, JD, I got to say, you're a ball of fire in these sessions. You're not making it any easier for this poor woman.
Gross.
Doesn't he sound like an unfunny Woody?
Nipple clamps, or I don't pull on them. I'll pull on that. Well, are you able to pull on that one and slap the other tit?
Yeah.
That's good, whore. Bend back over and spank her ass like a bad girl.
Make her eat a sandwich.
JD's a wimp.
There you go. Take my dick. Take all my cock.
Oh, he's like a robot.
Fuck you, dude.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
All right.
Let's listen to what JD does in his free time.
JD and a bunch of people end up going out with the two porn stars, and then everybody splits off, and the only one left is JD. And somewhere along the line, JD ends up at a porn director's apartment, him, and so it's JD, the porn director, Ashley Blue, her other porn star girlfriend, where they are watching scat videos and bestiality videos while listening to JD type music.
What is a scat video?
Where people shit on each other. You were watching that?
Yeah, we only got through like one video of each, and it was the whole.
You got through a whole video. Why did you end up back at Ashley Blue?
Well, they wanted to hang out with me, and at the bar, Ashley Blue said,
They really didn't want to hang out with you.
This guy I know has scat porn and I want you to be there with me to watch my scat video. I was like,
That's what she wants to do with you?
I was like, whatever.
Jim, this is Ashley Blue. I'm in apartment, so I want to call you. We've got JD on the couch, and we're watching fucking scat movies, Brazilian scat movies, and bestiality, and we're listening to some techno, JD style. Like, we're listening to him talk. It's so funny. I've never experienced a techno song like this before, watching bestiality and scat films. And I hope that you never play this message for anybody else again, because I will kill you.
This is what Howard wants, guys. This is you're right into Howard's script. This is
JD is not the victim here, boys. This is not.
He's never the victim.
JD's not the fucking victim.
Because he just, he turned into Larry Flint. He was like young Jamie, and he turned into Larry Flint.
Right?
In his mind, though.
In his mind,
You know,
there have been controversies in the past with that waiver or release form they signed. Anna Nicole Smith's people wanted to do something, and they did not.
Work there.
Frank Sinatra.
You're a worker.
We don't know.
You're a
We
worker.
haven't seen it.
Basically, you're signing something that says, "Yeah, I might be on air. I just have to go with whatever boss."
Right.
Rachel Hunter was another case. There was a huge fight with Howard and Rachel Hunter in the early days of Sirius, where she didn't want to succumb her whole, likeness to their fucking release form. I guess she had a lawyer look at it. Goes, no. This is one-sided. Why can't we have some, leverage? And she walked out, and I'm glad she did, because it kind of exposed, that you do sort of sign it away to him. It's funny to watch him to go through. It seems like the only people on staff right now that didn't sign is Marcy, right? It seems like Marcy's the only one. She doesn't talk. We don't.
John, anytime I've ever asked anybody ever who has been on the show if they have signed something, they say no. So we've all seen this, which I love. This is JD nearly drowning.
What's this? A clip of JD almost drowning in 4 feet of water.
Howard, this is maybe the funniest video I've ever seen.
Oh, here he goes. He's going down a slide and he misses. Then he falls into the pool. And now he's drowning. Stand up. Dude, what's that? I mean, how is it you almost drowning?
Okay, first of all,
just stand up.
Well, first of all, I'm not that good of a swimmer. Second of all, I can't see too well without my glasses.
Is that his new glasses with his new haircut?
Yeah.
Is that what we're looking at right now?
The only thing reminiscent of that is Beth in the bathtub at 1:30 in the afternoon, drunk.
All right, let's see arm wrestling Robin, because again, fleshy grossness that he is can't even beat Robin in a fucking arm wrestle, which I find amazing.
Chicks beat JD at arm wrestling. It was the funniest thing ever.
Oh man, what are you talking about? Where were you?
I was at happy hour with these guys
What happy hour?
last weekend, like every Friday.
And there were hot chicks there, and they arm wrestled him.
Like he was trying to flirt with her, so he's like, "Oh, let's arm wrestle," and she kicked his ass.
At least you had human contact.
It's true. You got to touch her.
You got to touch a girl. Doesn't that make you want to hit the gym?
Dude, I just...
Arm fan Jan. I love that. You have your own personal arm fan. That's amazing. Look at you.
Jan, I'll be doing my personal.
So much for these shows from Arm Fan Jan. That's actually her Twitter name.
I'm surprised you didn't have to put a number like a 5 or 6, because there's so many Arm Fan Jans. Before that. I'll be doing my personal appearance in Phoenix, Jan.
Arm Fan Jan 19.
That's right, Blue Marlin. I do make viewers sign an NDA to hear this goddamn podcast. That's exactly right. All right, let's do this.
Dude, is it embarrassing? Like when you're at a bar and a chick beats you?
Everything, yes,
Dude.
everything is embarrassing to me.
You arm wrestled her with your right arm? Or
No, I think
I'm
no,
left-handed.
dude.
I beat her with the left arm, but not.
I'd never beat a chick with any arm.
Oh.
Sorry, Howard.
Well,
I
I'll
mean,
do you with your right arm.
Whatever.
All right. Go on. Take him out. Take him
Look
out
at
right
Rob
now.
and all empowered.
Where do we wrestle?
Set it up. Where can we set up an arm wrestling bench?
How about that bench over there?
All right. I want it regulated. I want it judging. I don't want anybody lifting their elbow off.
It's so funny that Richard used to be such a more integral part of the show than he is now.
Well, the last time, the thing with his kid, I guess, last week is really the last time he had a significant. But you're absolutely right. He is about as marginalized as they get. In terms of he'll go away for 2 months. We had on our show we talked about how he'd gone away for like a year. You didn't even know he was on the show. It was about a year, somewhere in like 17 or something. It just vanishes. You do that, but these guys spend their whole days thinking of fake storylines about their life to get on the air. And if Howard doesn't pick up on it, and he goes through, and the show's on so infrequently that you could go a year without hearing from Richard, if they don't think of the right fake drama in their lives to get on the air. So it's not, Brent disappear. They all have that, disappearing act.
Rod wants me to link to your channel on the vid, and Rodney, I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry. I got too many things going on at the same time. I can barely read and write.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do it. We're getting a migraine. It's so many.
Sorry.
All right. Robin's going to take your ass down right now. We got to get every girl in the building to arm wrestle. Just take him down, Robin. Robin's going to take you down.
And he's like 30 years younger, too.
Wait, all right, hold it. I'll do the announcement.
There's no leverage here.
He's got to get his left arm. He's using that for leverage.
Yeah, no leverage, JD.
He's trying to cheat on us.
You cad.
Robin, take your heels off. That throws off your balance.
They're not bothering me.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we'll count it off. Robin's going to take this guy right down.
1, 2, 3, go.
Look at this. Robin's going to take his ass down. Right now it's even. Put your weight into it, Robin. Right. Wait. Robin's going to take it. Wait. JD's slipping. He's using his body. Use your body, Robin. Kick his ass down. Robin wins.
I kind of think he gave up, but still, that's a puss move.
The only thing more embarrassing is a 60-year-old with a dress shirt with 4 buttons down saying,
Yeah.
And who can ever forget the perfection that was JD cannot work a lighter?
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Looks like Bruce Valanche.
That was nice reference, Bruce Valanche. Wow.
How about that fat mumbling piece of shit unable to work a lighter? Yes, Matt Kine, I interviewed you in my podcast today.
That was Princess Kitty, right? Going crazy on that in the thread. That was.
Oh my God! Yes, that's exactly right. So
right.
let's just watch this and laugh at him.
Howard, there's a whole bunch of paraphernalia in front of JD. He apparently doesn't know how to work a lighter.
Is that right? Oh, you should have JD light the joint himself.
Oh, he's going to do it.
I mean, my thumb always slides off on these things.
Gary, describe the scene to me right now.
How retarded do you need to be?
That are loaded with weed. There's joints all over the place. Lighters all over the place. I mean, it's a pothead's heaven.
Wow.
The bud tender has already pre-rolled 2 joints.
Yes.
She's going to come over right now and she's going to hand one to JD.
Wow. Jeez, what a business.
All right, so JD now has the joint in his hand and the lighter in his left hand, as if it's the first time he's ever held a lighter.
I can't.
He can't light it.
What's the matter
with
No.
Don't help him. Howard, this is hysterical.
I'm sliding my damn.
He doesn't know how to use a lighter. JD,
What a
can I give you
win.
a little hint, or should we just let him keep going?
No, let's see him light it.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
What is your problem? You put the lighter in one hand and you light.
Howard, he doesn't know. It's just.
I give up. I don't.
He's retarded.
In all fairness, though, I don't think Howard does any better either. I'd love to see those two against each other in a life skills contest. I think JD might beat Howard in a life skill. I don't think Howard has any right to judge him in situations like
Oh, babe, are you really protecting JD from?
No. I just like to drag Howard into every situation because the projection is Howard because he's no better at this stuff than JD. He sees a lot of his ineptitude in JD, and it's all projectionism.
And he hates us. I mean, I've been banned from his Twitter and his Instagram for forever.
Monique DMing with JD on Facebook in 2008. Midlife crisis.
You're a dick.
I hope the wheel's turning on that one.
All right, so let's see how gross JD is because, okay, this really is vile to me. Like, this goes to the core of my very being.
Yesterday, JD, for some reason, admitted to everyone around here that he hasn't washed his sheets, his bedding, in over a year.
This might be pre-Tanko, Mike. I think this is pre-15's. Well, you would know, Kelly, right? Is this pre-Tanko? 15's not. She hadn't met her yet.
I think so.
I don't recall. Because didn't they date for like a year or something before she moved there?
I think there's mention of it in this clip where he says your girlfriend doesn't like say anything about it. Oh, notice this is Robin when she had her Fuzili hair wigs. So and her Steven Singer roses that she gets every year free of charge. And then of course
nice catch.
Eric on balloons. All right, here we go.
I hate Steven Singer.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting. Don't you ever just go, hey, I think as a human being I should wash my sheets? Like I'm sweaty. And now you're having a girl over.
Yes, here and there, but I get
here and there.
I think about other things, and
let me hear what he's saying for 1 second.
When I take the laundry, I don't worry about that.
What?
But I will.
Why did you admit that to everyone, by the way?
Because I'm a fucking idiot, and someone asked me a question, and I answered it like a dummy.
How did it go? Like, tell me what led up to it.
Come up?
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you jerked off in that bed and had your ass on there and everything? Be honest.
How disgusting is it to not have sheets washed for over a year? I mean,
super nasty.
So
gross.
Fucking gross and nasty.
This guy's gross. Dude, it's just, come on. You ever eat in bed?
No.
You do too. Sometimes you bring a little snack.
Where's my filet fish?
He's definitely a liar because I'm pretty sure at this point he was living in Queens in a studio apartment. So he didn't have a bedroom.
Although wasn't he in Coney Island?
Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't he all the way at the end of Brooklyn for most of that time? I'm telling you, he was either at Brighton Beach or Coney Island for a lot of his time.
Oh, I think you're right. He had a really long train ride in, right?
Yeah. That's how he got mobbed. Uncle Larry, leave it to Uncle Larry to dot the I's. He said they were dating in 2014.
Okay.
That's when it started.
So what year is this? I don't even know what.
This is 15. This is a year later.
Right. So that's why he's like, doesn't your girlfriend have anything to say about like how disgusting? So think about the fact that Jen is actually dating this guy and has no say in how disgusting his sheets are. This is how we're talking about how gross JD's armpits smell.
I know I'm going to embarrass him by saying this.
Yes, you are.
I love JD, but I walked into his room. I've never smelled him before. He's always been pretty clean. And I walked in. It was so bad. What the fuck is going on inside you?
I think we have I have with his breath. And his
I don't know. His body odor. Bro, you stunk yesterday. Did you?
I think I might have just farted or something.
No, it was body odor. It was underarm smell. Do you use a deodorant?
Yeah.
I want you to switch deodorants to my deodorant, which is Dry Secret.
You use Secret, a woman's deodorant?
I don't know if it's Secret. I don't know what a band maybe.
Strong enough.
I'm going to look the name. It's Dry.
Secret.
Strong enough
not
for man,
Secret.
made for a woman.
It's not Secret.
I don't use like a gel.
I'm going to get the name of it.
Howard definitely uses female deodorant.
I want you to switch deodorants to my deodorant, which is Dry Secret.
You use Secret, a woman's deodorant?
I don't know if it's Secret. I don't know what a band maybe.
Strong enough for man.
I'm going to look the name. It's Dry.
Secret.
Strong enough
not
for man,
Secret.
made for a woman.
It's not Secret.
I don't use like a gel.
I'm going to get the name of it.
Okay.
Laura Lackner knows what deodorant I use. Gary, call Laura and ask her the name of it.
It could be Secret.
No, it's not.
All right, so here's a lovely picture I found online of JD at the strip club, passed out, which I kind of love. So this is JD blows his tax return at Scores and then also blows $10,000 on internet porn.
Sorry, ladies, he's taken.
I know.
That was a little bit of your money and the tax refund money.
Yes.
Wow.
What are you doing, man?
I know. Trust me, it was a long walk to the train that night.
When did you realize what an idiot you had been for this girl?
Probably like 2 seconds after I left the Scores.
As soon as you walk out of the...
You don't have that kind of money.
I know.
I'm sorry. Turk and Rumson. I love the name. That's my Turk and Rumson says. But someone so obsessed with germs, Howard shared there's a lot of absolutely grotesque, dirty guys around him all the time doing gross shit. Richard, JD, Benji, Gary's breath, every fucking whack packer, Benji's disgustingness.
Yeah, you're so right.
So true. You can't stress that enough. and it gets away from us because then he goes on and, oh my God, I can't touch it. I got the hallways cleared and this Corona stuff. But like if you were a true germaphobe, you would never have these people anywhere near you.
I'm sure it actually stresses him out even to sit on the couch next to people for their, love set photos.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, fame makes germs go away, Monique. So Robert Downey Jr.'s Mad magazines are pristine and Dr. Drew's are gross.
Yeah.
Depends what list you're on.
Right.
Dude, I know. She got me at a very vulnerable moment in my drunkenness.
And what does she say to get the money out of you?
Give me your money. There's a champagne room. Oops.
You were the kid who stopped drinking. You don't even drink, and now you're drinking and blowing $800.
I know.
You can only take out from the ATM at Scores $100 at a clip,
right?
And I think they charge you $9.95 every time you take it out. So it's another $80 on top of the $800.
JD,
hey Melissa, you hear that? Guy knows exactly what the ATM fee is for.
Trust me.
What have you learned?
No,
really? What have you learned?
I know not to spend that kind of money when you don't have that kind of money.
I have spent well over $10,000 on internet porn. Let's find out who belongs to that secret. I don't see anybody.
Right, this was the big reveal for Christmas,
Revelation
right?
show, yeah.
Is it someone in this room? I think I see JD coming in, but I'm not sure. Yeah, JD.
Oh, my God.
Well, why would that surprise anyone?
He doesn't have that kind of money.
How did you get $10,000, dude?
This is over the course of since I was 18. Means that we have tons of free porn here.
How do they even understand him?
That's where he's putting his directing talent.
Let me ask you something.
You guys having a killer time?
You know what? You're right. He wants to be a director. Directing girls on the internet. What do you do? What kind of websites do you go to?
Just like sites where you look for girls to watch on their webcam.
Do me a favor. I'm the girl. Show me what you do.
Come on, type us the line.
First of all, what do? You give your credit card?
Yeah.
You give a credit card, and then you type to them, and they do one-on-one session with you?
You can either type or talk to them on the phone.
Well, you have an apartment, right?
Yeah.
You do this on your computer?
Yeah.
You share your apartment?
Yeah.
With two guys?
I have roommates, yeah. A couple and another girl.
And then you're the other girl? Share another girl.
He shared an apartment with 4 people?
That's 3 years after he started. So this is 2006. And I think this is clearly when they were like Brighton Beach and that area of Brooklyn. What's the furthest place you can go?
So then you go on your computer, and what are you, naked? You jack off in front of the computer? Jackrabbit?
Sometimes.
Let's play this. Let's hear JD mugging.
JD got mugged on the way into work.
Are you kidding?
On the subway, yeah. Hey, Jay, I didn't want to hear the story.
Just this morning?
Just a few minutes ago, you got mugged. You got punched in the face. What happened? If you could tell me. You were on the subway.
I was on the subway on my way to work, and I come in. They were either my age or younger.
All right.
They get on.
Hallmeyer, come out to play. This is just see him sitting out. It stops at 59th Street, and that fucking guy crawls out of a.
It's a visual. All right, let's just assume that this asshole got mugged, and I'm happy about it. So I don't really care. I didn't feel bad for him. Fuck him. So we're leading up to our tank years, and I don't even care about this clip. I'm actually just going to move on from it. But it was a dick move on JD's part that Ronnie had like some sort of stupid car show on 101.
Oh, yeah. You're destroying him. Ronnie's going to destroy him.
And he just fucking destroyed him. He decided, the show sucks. And Howard put it in his control, whether or not she should have the show canceled. And JD decides, you should cancel the show. So
because Howard wanted to cancel, because he knew JD was going to do it, right?
Of course. So Benoit says, I can't find clips, but anybody who remember this, JD needed a date for the birthday bash. So he played the match game with 5 women. 4 of the women were young and attractive, had good careers, and some actual personality and depth. One was a world traveler, another taught at Yeshiva University. JD picked the 5th girl, pretty but no personality, because she said she would wear a bikini for him at the beach. At the birthday bash, the girl brought an ugly friend, and they ignored JD the whole night. I wish we had that clip. Exactly. So moving on a little bit, there was the whole Ashley Dupree thing. And I don't want to really get into the back and forth he had with her. They texted, he stalked her online for a little while. So then it becomes like a big deal, apparently. And so TMZ is there when he's taking Ashley Dupree out for a date. And you know this is set up. You know she has 0.0 interest in him whatsoever.
Well, also, too, this points the finger harder at how TMZ won't cover Howard in any way, shape, or form no matter what comes up, especially if it's negative. So all these guys know JD's name and his intimate details and shit. That's how you know he has his people working at TMZ, or used to be, former interns or people. So that's one, media source you can't trust. They will never, ever report on Howard. And at Harvey Levin, I'm sure there's a Buchwald component too.
Let's see that for a real quick second.
JD, what's up, bro? Dude, I'm a huge fan of you, JD. Right, oh my God.
Calm down.
You're doing it, bro.
You guys are so retarded.
I love it, man.
No helicopter.
Ashley, how do you love his new haircut, by the way? I love it, bro. Is it amazing?
Amazing.
Jeez, look at this guy. Yo, JD, can we hang out sometimes, bro?
I'll be back.
What up, JD? How was the sake, bro?
Sake was good.
Yeah? Did you teach how to use the chopsticks or what?
Yes. A little bit. I still need the kids' chopsticks.
Hey, when do you have time to do all this? When you're a big TV star.
Shut up.
Don't you have a bunch of shows you need to do or what?
Yes, exactly.
Hey, Ashley, what are you guys planning for breakfast?
Like he's not dropping her off immediately. The moment that she's done with it.
She's jumping out while the car's moving.
That was like such a dick thing, and I think that actually enabled JD even more to be the douchebag that he is, because he was getting a little bit of publicity.
JD gets blocked by Kaylee Cuoco from The Big Bang Theory after he gets verified. So it says big block theory, kind of delusions that he thinks that he can now talk to huge, divas and celebrities on Twitter. And it's whether it's Jennifer Love Hewitt or Kaylee Cuoco. And now he's verified, and Big Shot's going to write her creepy tweets. And she blocked him in seconds. And somehow the staff found out about it. And he had to explain how crestfallen he is because he had a shot at her.
Oh, right.
He had.
So let's get into JD getting married and JD having a lovely wife. Yeah, I titled "The Scary, Sexy JD Has a Wandering Eye," and this is the reason that he says that he can't get married, because he's so hot that got to save himself for all the women that are. I know. There's nothing else you can do except sigh in disgust when we listen to this shit.
Not necessarily, no. I mean, if it comes along, sure, but I don't know. It sounds stupid, but like I have a wandering eye, I guess you could say.
So you have beautiful hands. What do you mean by a wandering eye?
I like a lot of girls, so I can't, I don't know if I could.
No, you don't feel like you can commit because you think you'd still be looking even if you're with.
Yes.
But he's got no game. Right. But have you ever been in a committed relationship for any length of time that let you know that you would have a wandering eye?
Never really been in a serious relationship ever. So I have no idea how I would be. I'm just saying that's how I think I would be. So whatever, but I'm not there. And until I get there, I can't fully say.
Not too dissimilar to Howard. JD basically married the first girl that gave him the time of day.
Yes, good comparison.
Jen with two N's, was a little bit of a super fan. So here's just a little clip of JD who aims too high, and that's why he can't have a successful relationship.
Now, you've been accused by the guy sitting to my right that you aim way too high when you're trying to land these women. How do you answer that?
I've been told that before. I was told that in high school, actually. She said you go for girls that you can't get, whether that means they're too high. Listen, I'm sorry,
but everybody you like is really high up.
No, they're not really high up.
There's nothing wrong with aiming high, but the problem that I think JD has is that he only aims high.
I don't aim anywhere. I'm just aiming wherever my aim goes.
But your aim always goes to the tens. Okay? Right. There was an intern here a couple semesters ago, but way back. I can't remember who it was, and she liked you, and I remember you were like. You scoffed at it. You were like,
she was throwing herself at
it. Yeah, no. Who?
I think she liked you, and I think she made it clear that she liked you, and you were sort of like, I don't know. She was cute, but not the 10 that you aimed for. But I remember thinking that I can't believe JD's blowing her off. Like she's okay.
All right, let's see. Alpha, yes. Didn't Will say that Tanko was a fan and was chatting with a bunch of Howard Stern guys, and somehow JD bit the hook? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Let's hear JD announcing his engagement on Twitter and not to Howard.
I walk in this morning, Ronnie says to me, "Did you hear JD's news?" He didn't even have to say it. I said, "What, JD get engaged?" He goes, "Yes." I go, "Oh, how'd you know?" I figured you called Ronnie. I understand that. He says to me, "No, JD announced his engagement on Twitter." And for a split second, I was happy for him.
Twitter.
And then it turned to just outright anger. I said to myself, here's a fucking guy. He doesn't even know. By the way, how much money do you make from Twitter?
Zero.
Zero. Okay. How much money, without giving him figures, like how do you pay your rent and how do you pay your bills and all that stuff? Where do you
know
pay,
exactly what he's making? You know exactly what he's
This job.
Who? This job. What is the name of this company?
That Sirius Satellite Radio.
Doesn't it occur to you to say, okay, I want to make the announcement that I got engaged. Maybe I'll do it on the show since I'm going public with this information. What process do you go through? And then wouldn't you say to yourself when you show the ring, the engagement ring, hey, I'll put it on howardstern.com and then I'll direct everyone to the website because that's where we traffic our stuff.
Yes. That
what does Twitter ever do for you? Twitter pay my bill?
Yes, he got a hookup on the ring. He went to Steven Singer, who I'm sure gave him a great fucking deal.
Yep.
Ronnie went with him to pick out the ring so that he can get engaged to this chick. I love Howard. See, this is Howard doing the fucking major flex, right? This is him.
Yeah.
Just showing, I'm the fucking boss. You're supposed to come to me first. There's nothing you do outside of this show that means fucking anything. Because you wouldn't have that girlfriend and you wouldn't have that fucking ring if it wasn't right.
They have to be beholden to him in every way. Everything they have is because of him. They would have earned nothing. They have nothing. But he's the greatest excuse in the world for Howard to not have to talk about his own life when you can talk about JD's life. Because if you take this and you juxtapose it versus what he would have done in 98, 99. This is Howard talking about his own life, which we were very interested in. And now this has become the JD and Ronnie show.
Because God forbid you actually tell your friends and family and people that you talk to that you got engaged before JD has a moment to announce it. And at the time, I remember when this happened, I was all pro JD and Tank doing whatever the fuck they wanted to. It's like, why wouldn't you be able to, exploit the fact that you just got engaged? I'm sure she was thrilled to be marrying this fucking stuff muffin.
I love that Mike is covering his face too. That's perfect.
And Kelly, aren't you proud to be from the same great state as JD of Ohio?
I am. I am.
So now he's getting married, and JD reads the first draft of his wedding.
I wrote my vows.
Oh, you did? When did you do that? After the
did that when
party?
I got back from the bachelor
After that
party.
chick with the big ass and the huge tits. Dude, did you write your vows while you still had like stripper glitter on you?
I definitely smelled like the next day I was throwing the clothes.
You sure you didn't write your vows to the stripper?
No, I know that. That I know for sure.
You wrote them drunk?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're in my bag right now.
Give me that bag right now. Let me hear what's going on. And don't bust this guy's balls. I got to make sure he says the right. All right, go ahead.
I love you so much.
Good.
You are a beautiful creature. I'm crying because you mean so much to me. I want to make you happy. You are so beautiful and sweet. We have so much fun. I don't want it to end. I hope you will still marry me. I love you.
First of all, you're scratching that word creature. You don't call your wife.
That's like a dollar store wedding card. They just give up halfway through. I love you. You're great. We're married. Hey, I got a wife. You're a beautiful creature. Is that Chris Cornell or JD in that flannel?
Yeah, right? Okay, Uncle Larry said the Tank also lied to her followers by pretending that they met because JD, quote, slid into my Twitter DMs. The clip of the marrying a fan thing. Let's play a little bit of that and see how JD and her actually hooked up.
When did she say to you she wants to get on the air?
Oh, whenever stuff like this gets brought up or whatever, like this newlywed thing or whatever.
Oh, well, we'll talk to her about who she thinks he should win.
So what do you do, JD? Do you like put your foot down and go,
It's like Sharia law. I want a separate life. Like, I don't want... I'm like George Costanza. Like, I don't want my worlds to collide. And
George Costanza?
Yeah.
Yeah, but why'd you marry a fan then?
Oh, shut up, Chris.
It's true. I understand what JD's saying. He draws the line. He wants to have a private life with his wife.
And he can. Yeah, but he met this beautiful girl through your show.
That's true.
How do you then draw a line? You owe it to us.
But it does sound a little like Sharia law over there. JD, setting the rules.
Setting the rules.
Well,
Setting the law.
Well, shouldn't it be up to her? Howard, JD was lying because he would tell us that she didn't want to go on the air. We had to protect,
well, that was
her.
at first. That was at first, and then she.
Then I talked to her this summer.
Yeah, I was under the impression that JD's wife had some sort of job where she didn't want to be
known.
Then I was hanging out with them this summer, and we're talking. She's like, "No, I'd love to go on the air. I'd love to be part of these."
Of course you would. Yeah, but that didn't wind up working out, did it?
Uncle Larry knows all and says, rumor has it, the tank pursued all of the guys in the back room, and only JD was desperate enough to take the bait. Yeah, I believe that. I mean, that sounds like she probably did rifle through, but again, he gets the most real estate on the air, so if she wants attention, he's the best one to latch on to.
Oh my God, but again, this is the first girl that actually paid him legitimate attention. All right, let's dig a little bit deeper into JD now that he's married, where he tells us that he does not have a joint bank account with his wife. Now, anybody who comes to Radio Gunk and goes to the forums knows that we have an actual fairly successful thread about Jennifer Tanko Armeyer living the reluctant life in New York City. And, she kind of rails against the man, and she... loves to show us the shit that she makes. Every goddamn thing she makes looks like baby vomit. It's all fucking beige vegetarian food. It's disgusting. Everything that she makes has like these untoasted sesame seeds on it, which drives me shit. And she does think she's an influencer. I don't care what she says. She does think she's an influencer. And we will, at the tail end of this show, go into what happened with JD and this chick that he was trying to get naked pictures from. So she's constantly traveling without JD.
Right.
Kelly, how many trips do you think she made last year?
Oh, she probably went somewhere 8 times.
At least, right? 8 times.
Every other month or more. She was She was out west on her own. She was at her parents' on her own. I can think of several.
She's from Baltimore, right? She's from Maryland.
Virginia, I think.
Virginia. That's right.
Alexandria.
That
she
tattoo.
lived in Maryland for a little while, but she's a Virginia girl. Right. So, and she went to Disney by herself. She did like a half a marathon by herself. We found it kind of strange that she was doing all of this stuff by herself. And we always made the comment, Jesus Christ, how does she afford this? And, now that they're all kind of sequestered at home, you see that Jen basically lives in a studio apartment, right? So they probably have a couch about 2 feet away from where her bed is. And that's why you see her doing like her yoga bullshit in the kitchen, because there is no other room in the house for her to do this kind of stuff. So
where do they live exactly, Monique? On the Upper West Side?
All right, Creeper. They live exactly in the 60s on the east side. They're kind of closer to where the hospitals are and everything.
Okay, Sloan and Kettering.
But they're right past the 59th Street Bridge somewhere. All right, so let's hear about his finances.
Rappaport had like a little get-together for the Fantasy Football League.
How was it?
It was like at a restaurant. It was nice. He had a little section in the back.
Wow.
And they brought some food and drinks. But hardly anybody showed up. I think it was just me, Will, Jason, JD. You didn't make it.
I showed up later on, like late.
What are you busy with?
I was at a wine tasting thing out in
Out in the Hamptons?
No, Long Island.
Look at him. You believe this fucking guy?
Where did that set you back?
That was a birthday present for me.
Yeah, but it still comes out of all your money.
No, it's not. It's her money. She's got money.
It's your money, too.
It's all your money.
I mean, it's all right. But, yeah, she used her money she makes from her job to take
you for the wine.
Yeah.
Do you guys keep separate accounts?
Yes, as of right now, yes.
And what is this wine? You do?
Wow. For right now,
Dude,
yes.
You've been married for 2 years, a year and a half?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, you can't be too sure.
Oh, your separate accounts?
I find that so funny. I've always had my own accounts. Like, I've never shared my money. Never.
Right.
I've never.
Someone dug it up that she's actually like a teacher and makes almost $70,000 a year, but we think that she doesn't teach much, if at all. So more like a sub.
Right, and don't we think that it was like somewhere in the Bronx or like somewhere north of the city?
And if she's on his benefits, it doesn't matter. I think you're right too, because the beauty of being a substitute teacher is because you can say no and you can go on vacation wherever you want.
And I think that probably makes sense because she's spent an inordinate amount of time scooting around Manhattan, taking pictures at museums.
Yeah,
and
middle
shit
of the day,
like
right. Hidden Dalton, Monique, a lot of good comments by him, right? Or she. Get hired in New York City as a teacher, get into trouble, get put out on paid leave through the union, and you could do nothing for a good 5 years.
So Carmeyer then bought his wife a $450 Gucci belt, which I find humorous because, Jen needed to have the millennial gift of Christmas that year, which was the Gucci belt. Unfortunately, she got the wrong one, but, we won't bitch at her about that. So, yeah, this is JD explaining why he bought his wife a $450 belt.
I wanted to know if you could talk to JD about his finances. His wife on Instagram in front of the Golden Gate Bridge is wearing a Gucci belt. I looked up the price of the belt, and it's $450.
Oh, my God. Your wife knows you're not a millionaire, right, JD, just because you're famous?
I accidentally. She wanted a Gucci belt for an anniversary. I got it for an anniversary present, and I accidentally bought the wrong one. I bought the more expensive one.
You spent $400 on a belt?
Yeah, it was the more expensive one.
JD.
I did it by accident. It's fine.
You know what, JD? We're going to talk after the show.
Okay.
I'm going to come into that little booth of yours, and we're going to spend 5-10 minutes together talking man to man.
Okay, all right.
You mind?
I mean, it's fine.
Why would you do that?
Because I can.
You saving money?
Yeah.
No, liar.
I keep tabs on this kid.
Oh, Here we go.
He left a 30% tip at a takeout place that didn't even require tipping. Takeout.
Where was this?
I know about it.
I
Someone
don't even
told me.
remember that, but
People
all right.
report to me. I didn't say anything. And they're going now on another wine tour. Hey, listen, you got to save for the future.
I was trying to be nice, all right?
Okay, be nice. See how nice it is?
I'm sure you bought things. I'm sure people bought other people
I
things
live
around
within
here.
my means.
How much you want to bet? The tip JD left, there was like an Emily Ratajkowski doppelganger behind the counter. Guaranteed it was a hot chick showing cleavage, and he threw her a tip thinking it would go somewhere. Guaranteed.
Look at the humor in this. Like, we're supposed to think that JD's just starting out. JD's like 40 already, for God's sake.
Yeah, he's exactly 41 or 40 right now, yeah.
What are we talking about here? So he bought her the wrong belt. He was supposed to buy her the smaller, more narrow one because that was the one that was in amongst millennials. And he fucked up by buying her the giant one, and we haven't seen her with it since. So when JD did go on vacation with Jen, he watched on the beach while Tank was out jet skiing and kind of hanging out and having a great time. And there's JD just sitting. So this went down in Tango lore because we couldn't get over it. Okay, so she throws out this, again, yet a incredibly beige fucking meal. So lazy day brunch, tofu scramble, potatoes, and a smoky aquafaba dip. And I swear to God, there had to be 30 of us in the Tango thread at that moment. And everybody is like, what the fuck?
What's aquafaba?
Kelly, do you remember what aquafaba actually was?
So I just looked it up, and it says it's the viscous water in which legume seeds, such as chickpeas, have been cooked.
Mm.
It's fucking bean juice.
Yeah.
You have no idea how brutal that thread is, John. I mean, it's just...
I was on it. It's great. They're the best.
Yeah.
It's
bad.
So bad. But I enjoy it so much. I will wait a couple of days before I go back in, so I have like 5 or 6 pages to look at because it's just so delicious.
Oh, I know.
And so Tango is supposed to be like I don't know, let's call her a life coach / dietitian / personal trainer, which of none of those is she qualified for. If you're going to tell people how to eat or what, and the funny thing about Tango is that everything she says is like, okay, if you're depressed, fuck it, eat a cookie. Or, it's like she never really is held accountable for actually trying to be a fucking coach. She attempts to be this person, but she really doesn't want to be, and nor does she know how to be. But this, I pulled this up because it's so emblematic of what she does. It's like the potatoes don't even look cooked. The scramble is like burnt and overdone. The fucking dip makes no sense whatsoever. Like everything she does is like this, and then she doesn't provide any recipes. So half the stuff she does, she's getting shipped to her with a little card that has a recipe on it, and that's what she's making.
I mentioned, look how big this Well, they're saying brunch, but she'll eat something that big for breakfast, then something, bigger for lunch, then something bigger for dinner. It's no wonder they're both huge.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, she's banging out a good 2,000, 2,500 calories a day with a huge amount of carbs.
Yeah, all those carbs would spike her blood sugar, and then it would drop, and she'd be hypoglycemic and need to eat again. So she'd eat more carbs and spike her blood sugar and drop. It's just a cycle.
Exactly.
We love to just take a look into one sort of millennial who thinks that she has latched onto some F-list celebrity to make herself more popular. And she, I don't even know that she tries hard enough to actually make this work. Like, she has a friend who aptly is named Glunt, who does videos. And right, Kelly, you would agree that she actually at least does.
Yeah.
She's trying to teach people something in her downtime, and does have good form.
Right. And she is a certified personal trainer. I don't know what she studied in college. She might have studied sports and fitness.
But she's at least doing something, is what I'm saying.
Yep. Hidden Dalton writes, I had a nutritionist tell me to snack on canned vegetables. I had to tell that moron that canned vegetables have no nutritional value whatsoever. That would be JD's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So JD thinks that he's going to be able to get a job after he's done with this show because he's made so many connections, and that's like his big thing now. So
I was talking to Beth this morning about JD, and I said, I go, oh, for Christ's sake. I said, how the hell am I ever going to leave? What's JD going to do if I leave?
I'll be fine.
He's going to be in Walmart.
I've made some connections here.
With who? Like, let's say I leave. Where would you go?
They all hate you. Well, I don't know. I know Gary, John.
How evil is that?
Yeah, Monique, Cookie / We Love Cookie and Horsetooth Beth tag team on this. Pibble Girl, who's Cookie, writes, I bet useless Jimmy Kimmel will hire JD and Howard Flunkies after it's all said. I totally agree. He definitely, if he's still on the air and he doesn't retire himself, he definitely will bring in. Kimmel has every fucking family member working on that show. And he had Jackson Delabate as a AP production assistant on there. So I think she's absolutely right. I think at least 2 or 3 of them will be working on Kimmel and Horsetooth Beth writes. JD will be incarcerated for sex crimes within 2 years of the show ending. Totally agree.
All right, here's our next one. So Dumbfuck Farmer says, I think the thing that would hurt JD the most is something not talked about much. That is his delusion of being a filmmaker and how he's almost like Eric the Midget in his excuses to go forward with his passion.
Eric's more accomplished.
Absolutely. Tear this apart and drive it home that he is nothing and never will be. He's a timid, weak, sick-minded person that is the stereotypical new model of the American man. Let's look at him direct an actual scene. Here's J.D. Harmeyer on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And this is his behind-the-scenes.
Oh, yeah. I almost got that.
Let's actually just remember that he directed one scene in one show. They gave him the opportunity, because he's from the Howard Stern Show, to direct a scene that was maybe, 3 minutes, maybe?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hello, I'm J.D. Harmeyer, and I'm directing a scene for season 10 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Just use that one. The idea that I sort of wanted to be a director since I saw the movie Pulp Fiction. That sort of put the idea in my head, like how cool it would be to make movies.
He's been building this up in his head for 10 years, wanting to direct a scene, wanting to just be involved in the TV and filmmaking process. A lot of people doubt him and doubt his assertiveness and doubt his desire to really do it because he's never really actually tried to direct, and now he's got this golden opportunity. So
I mentioned how I wanted to be a director, and of course, everyone likes to make fun of me because I haven't done anything about it really. And then Rob, one of the creator, saying, hey, we'd love to have JD come and maybe direct.
I said to him from the get-go, I was like, look, I was nervous the first time I did this.
you're doing this and you have a microphone in your face and like 20 million people listening. So I have a lot of respect for that. He sort of learned by like osmosis, by watching the show, reading the scripts, and then talking to me about it. And then once we picked the scene for him, he came in with a really strong plan, and we just helped him tweak it a little bit.
I think I have a handle on what's going on, and everyone's motivations or whatever.
How much do we hate him? Like, seriously.
Well, shame on you, Always Sunny, for having no respect for your fucking audience that you would even let. There must be nothing to directing, and there must be nothing to this show and the script. I've seen it.
Right.
It's been on the air for like 18 years. Nobody knows it's on. Nobody knows how it survives. It's on like FXXXX, and it's just like guys improvising at a bar.
It's a lot of improvising, yeah.
Yeah, that's why you can do it.
Sycophantic fans of show, get JD a little job so he can put it on his IMDb.
His whole job is just to make sure the set doesn't catch on fire.
I'm not sure if I went. I'm not sure if I did the final casting, but for the most part, they picked who I thought were good. I helped pick out the costumes, which
Wow.
were fine.
But I told him,
what a fucking dick.
You ever hear some of these directors' commentary on them? You ever listen to a director's commentary on a movie you like, and it's a director, and the guy can't get a sentence together. And the guy will do like a moment go, and we were over in South America, and I had a PA came up with an idea, and you're saying to yourself, how the fuck is this guy directing and running a show on a motion picture? I guess this is how you can do it. I guess it's not nearly as hard as we think it is. That if it's all the right people.
Think about it. I mean, some of these shows, these people are the luckiest human beings alive.
we're not going to let them fail. We're going to make sure, because frankly, we care too much about the show. As much as we love Howard and want the story to be probably what they would like, which is that it was a complete disaster, we're just not going. We weren't going to allow that to happen. But JD's had really great ideas, and he's been really thoughtful in his planning, and I think he's going to do a good job. We'll see, because you can rehearse and rehearse and rehearse, but until it's showtime and everyone's sitting here, you don't really know what's going to happen.
I feel like I should be doing something.
No, that's the thing. You've already done it. Well, the hard part's already over. Now you just got to say action.
The hard part's already over. What did he do?
Action.
Let him go.
Let him go. Let Charlie Day do his magic. Let him go.
All right, still rolling. You want to pick it up from... Hang on, guys.
You don't tell Danny DeVito to do it over. Let him go.
I just would want people to like what I do and to entertain people.
They really pulled out all the stops.
Somehow I get them to think. Somehow, I don't know.
He probably brought that chair with him.
God, I hate everything about him. All right.
Jason Sullivan agrees, Monique. He writes, somehow, some way, he acts entitled to every hot chick, entitled to direct movies and TV with zero experience. I fucking hate this guy. I don't get it. But that's why he's such a loser.
Okay. I just want to read some quotes from the website and from everything you guys participated in. That was a great thread, by the way. JD is my most hated staffer. Every time I hear that phony fucking giggle, I have an irresistible urge to bash his face in with my fist. His smugness and entitled attitude really rubbed me the wrong way. JD actually thinks he will be a major Hollywood director. I'm sure he'll try to exploit his connection to the show to get an undeserved opportunity. The dog peanut butter incident was fucking despicable and disgusting. Agreed. Not only did JD take the bait by responding to Tank's emails to various male back office staff, posing as, quote, big fan, offering to spread her legs, he then marries his delusional fame whore. Thank you, screen name. Let me give you a little bit more. Any page of the Tank's thread has a treasure trove of her bullshit. Here's a few. And this is really one of our favorite. I mean, Exit 136 really has taken control of that. Socialism. Tank loves to get free stuff and is anti-capitalist and speaks out on the evils of capitalism often. Yet she loves to put up pictures of Starbucks or MacBook Pro and how she loves going to Disney. She has classic socialism for thee, not for me. Tank lies constantly. She keeps yelling at the government to pay off her student loans, yet has none. Her parents paid for her education from her own admission. Self-absorbed laziness. Tank talks about her side hustle, this awful coaching business, yet she eats and drinks incessantly and puts in no effort. She wanted to put her name on something like a Kardashian and get paid. She got a rude awakening but blames others. Fame whore. Tank loves to tweet politicians, random reality stars, sports figures, etc. to get any kind of acknowledgement or attention. She keeps trying, but it never quite works for her. So true, right? I mean, that's who she is. It's just kind of crazy.
Uncle Larry on Tanko. Memo to Tank. If your husband is sending you direct messages to a former contestant in a hottest nude mother-daughter contest, it's not to have intellectual conversations or discuss common interests.
Like Howard.
Classic Uncle Larry.
Let's discuss a little bit about what happened. And so everybody who's not in the loop on the JD Lexus Bree scenario, last week, Lexus Bree decides to make a post, I guess, on her Instagram saying that JD, basically once a creeper, always a fucking creeper. 6 years later, and he's still a creep. That's what she writes. And she puts a post up that is JD basically asking her what her situation was with some guy that she used to send nudes to.
I love it.
And then she kind of faded out a little bit of what she had said back to him and continues on with, Jesus, I wish things were that easy for him, basically. I've had similar arrangements, but they never came to me as easy as that. LOL. So clearly from this, he's asking her for nudes, or he wants to work a deal where she will send nudes. So then, Queen Tanko comes in and is like, I guess this girl wasn't getting enough attention with her pyramid scheme, so decided to post edited combos out of context to try to make my husband look bad. Okay, Lexus, I suppose we all have our own ways of getting through quarantine.
That sounds like a Buchwald release.
I found it funny that she was giving her a hard time about her pyramid scheme when Tank has BTR, which is,
Exactly. She only wishes she got a fucking protein shake or diet shake to advertise for her. So basically what she was putting here is a little circle around what JD probably showed her, which was about her neighbor and that this was the guy that she used to give news to, which is just a weird conversation to begin with, because who talks about this? Like, I just find the whole thing so bizarre. So then,
what do you think Lexus's motives are here? You think she hates the show? She hates him?
I think that JD's a fucking creep to her. I think that JD does more than what she, and we're going to see in a moment how this kind of worked out. So here's Tanko again saying how thirsty Lexus Bree is, because she's like, by the way, so rude. You don't even follow me on Instagram, but okay. And so of course he obviously heard that she was posting all this shit. And he's like, not as bad as posting, about me on your Instagram story. Stay safe, blah, blah, blah. And so she's like, this is how the conversation ended before she declined to start calling me a creep. She also still follows me. So I guess that's JD talking. So there she is, staying mad and keeps selling your shakes, girl. And then JD comes on and says, I've stayed quiet for a week now, knowing that people are saying this and blowing it up, want attention. Give it to them or not. I don't care. Me and my wife are great, and that's all that matters. And then she writes, super proud of my husband for sticking up for himself. Some of y'all, I hate when she says y'all, some of y'all do a better quarantine hobby. So then there she is. And Lexus Bree is just totally trolling her at this point. She's like, hit me up and we can make it a threesome. Like, this totally fucking with her, right? Then, Jen ran her mouth too soon, we thinks, because here's the rest of it. Here's the rest of the conversation. Can you send good vibes with some unpure intentions too? LOL. All I've wanted to send people are good vibes, but some intentions are less than pure to others. This is like a weird conversation. I'm not really understanding the underlying reasoning behind it. So he's like, impure, I guess, meant like roughly but naughty intentions with someone. Forget it. I sound stupid, LOL. And she's like, no, not stupid at all, just silly. He's like, well, I've been known to have plenty of silly thoughts. So JD says, this is playing out exactly as I expected. Tank and JD are doubling down and being well cocky. See it play out numerous times, unfortunately. That is a conversation where JD is trying to get something sleazy from her, more than likely pics or sex chat. Tank says people should get another hobby. What about the initial fact that he's contacting some girl for pics in the first place? So, they kind of played that one out a little bit fucked up. But John sent me a surprise little phone call he had made.
It was just to show that JD's Marianne's least favorite staffer.
I
and
love
he shits on her. But I think you should play the Jason fight. I think you should play the Jason JD fight.
Walk it through it for me.
So, you know how when they go to a break, these, they all it's like Lorne Michaels with all this gathering around, pitching stuff to him, and they're trying to sort of, and they wait for the little moment to get their pitch in, and Howard's like shoving yogurt and granola in his stupid schnozzle as they're doing this, and so they take their little pitches to him, and JD felt like Jason was too entertaining in his pitches to Howard, and JD thinks that Jason shouldn't talk, and he should step back and let JD pitch to him. So JD gets really angry at Jason, and Jason's in full back office radio, Lexapro, grimace, fucking full confidence mode, and he just eviscerates him. I almost with
grimace.
Let's listen to JD versus Jason.
What is it, Jason?
I don't. What is his problem with me? I didn't look at him. I didn't talk to him. I've been staying away from him. Talking to Howard. Yeah, I had a lot to say during the break. It's called adding to the show, asshole. No, you're adding to something that's already passed, dipshit. How do I know what's interesting to Howard and I'm just talking. I know you're just talking. That's all you do is just talk. Don't be jealous of the fact that I can talk and put together a sentence.
Okay.
I mean, that's what it is, right? Oh, Jason came in here and talked. It got Howard's attention and then made a point. What an asshole.
Okay. You guys got to work this thing out.
He's got to work it out. He's got to work it out.
Were you upset because you weren't getting a word in?
No.
I want to hear what you had to say.
I'm just.
Me and Jason will look at each other. You know.
I'll look right at him. And let me tell you about this motherfucker. I'm sitting back here. JD, hold on. Let's go through the whole story. JD claims I'm an air whore who talks about him constantly. Meanwhile, I didn't say a fucking word to him, not today, in the last 3 weeks.
I didn't say anything about you either.
Oh, you're down here, you're talking about me, talking about what I do in the studio.
John asked me to come down here.
Yeah, well, guess what? He asked me to come down here all the time, too, idiot.
Son tells me he doesn't need to ask you to come down here. You just come down here no matter what.
No, he asked me all the time to come down here. Okay. And you're down here all the other. You are a bully,
when was last
man.
time I was on?
wasn't talking
when was
about
last
you at
time
all.
I was on? When was the last time I was on here? That's what I thought.
I'm not as obsessed with you as you are with me. Jason's getting more FaceTime with Howard than I am.
No, that's not exactly. That's not what I was saying.
Well, what were you carrying my fucking mind? Verbose. Really? You're trying to read my mind?
Yeah, look how verbose you are. You are verbose.
Oh, you're the one screaming into a microphone.
I'm just very passionate because I know I'm right.
Are you squeezing that red ball? What is wrong with you?
Well,
are you like falling apart?
This is the angriest you're ever going to hear, JD. And all the stuff, this is the most passionate he's ever been. He has not had any emotion but here. This is the only time. Jason hates him and they hate each other. And I thought it was a pretty decent fight. That Jason, they actually almost gets physical. Like he challenges him and they almost go outside.
I want to go to Marianne. I hate ending a show with anything that has to do with Marianne. But the end of this call is that we get to hear our Johnny just as soon as Marianne hangs up to be as only Johnny can be, which I love.
Aww. This is all right. So this is Back Office Radio, and they're naming their douche of the week. And this is right after that fight. And Marianne hates JD, which I didn't really realize until I heard this.
JD is a douche of the week because he has a social disorder. There's something wrong with him because every time he sees me, he gets the creep factor. Like I'm gonna like I'm a monster. I'm gonna do something to him.
So your douche of the week is JD?
JD, forever.
I love it. Arm in Long Island. Who is your nominee for douche of the week?
First, I got to give Will a compliment. If you don't know Will by now,
beautiful.
You will
Yeah.
never know Will. You killed it with that Simply Red song. I think you should tour with them.
It was from the heart. A lot of emotion there.
Will was a theater brat.
You were? Just one production of West Side Story.
You know, guys, I love prison. They say when you go to prison, you go up to the biggest guy and you take your sock of batteries and hit him to gain. And that's what I would do. And I think Howard is afraid of Jason because if you notice, he all the critiques on Howard. Jason's the only guy he wouldn't bring in the studio and grapple with him. You know that Lexapro. He thinks as Lex Luthor. He is afraid of you, Jason. He would not bring you into. But
that's insane. But okay,
it's not insane. Think about it. The whole checklist of guys, he brought them in and skewered them. You're the only one.
Well, Scott Salem got off easy before he volunteered more things that annoyed him about Howard on the wrap-up show.
Oh, yeah.
Idiot. Can we talk about, in fact, I'm sorry to cut you off. Thank you, Arm. I do not think Howard is scared of me in any sense of the word, but okay.
I love that, Johnny. So I just had to look this up, and I thought this was pretty funny that the jdharmeyer.com domain is for sale, and the guy wants, you ready, $50,000.
Whoa.
jdharmeyer.com.
How much is that in Swedish dollars?
Exactly.
Nice callback. Dracula Gottfried.
Can you do a midlife crisis thing with working Aquafarb or whatever it's called?
Jennifer Danko in a super big coat of Aquafarb on the Upper East Side. Midlife crisis.
Nice.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for being here.
So generous.
Bye.
I said, hey, oh, where to go, Ohio.
There you go. Thank you.
There you go. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any discussion at radiogunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Radio Gunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so that you know when we're going to have a new show. Thanks.